Good afternoon, garden friends. As I told you, we have been getting an exorbitant amount of rain and it is cloudy. So what a better time for me to share with you the inside of our southern home so that you can see not only do I create beauty outside, but I also like to bring it inside. Now, we have been in this home since 2016. Our home is a split level Neolithic design, and it was built in 1993. And we have done some amazing renovations. So come on inside so I can share with you how I bring my outside into our home. Now, one of the things, when you come in to our front area, front door, the one thing that I so love about our home is the open concept that is here. Now, while my channel is about gardening, I believe probably a year and a half ago, someone had asked whether or not I have plants in my home. And I did a walkthrough to showcase some of my house plants. As you can see, I have them throughout our home. But like I said, when you come in, into the front door, I love the feel that we have in our living room. Now, one of the things that we ended up doing, and I will make sure I provide the before pictures for each of the areas that we have done renovation on. And the first thing when we moved into the home, I wanted to have a focal point when you enter. And we ended up doing the pallet wall. Now, guys, as you guys know, I shop on Marketplace, end up getting a lot of things at a discount price, but we actually got these skids and power washed them and sanded them down, and then I ended up staining them with different colors of stain to give that depth to it. The two lights I also got off of Marketplace, the pendulum lights, and I so love how they flank the fireplace in our family room. And then you come over into our dining room area. The other thing that I love in regards to how our home is structured is we have levels. So you end up stepping up into the dining room area to where it differentiates between the family room and the dining room area. One of the things that we do have is large windows, so it allows a lot of light into our home. And the color that is on our walls, because I'll show you what it looked like when we purchased the home, is soft gray. And a lot of my choices has been to be able to add warmth and also a southern country feel to it. And then those are our two cats. The white one is Arlen. We rescued him, and the other one is Zeus. Now, this piece here, we also repurposed. It was a dresser that the top was all messed up. And then what Kevin ended up doing was he made a top with the trim, the darker color with the inset of the oak on here. And, I love the fact, like I said, because we do a lot of our own building outside, we incorporate that too into our home. The main showpiece in our home, one of them I should say, is this opening. I wanted to have it go from the ceiling down to the flooring, to have an open concept between the living room and the dining room. But because the cold air return, we were going to have to do some serious structuring or restructuring. So I asked Kevin, I'm like, okay, so since we cannot open it all the way up, what about having an opening on both sides? Now, this is what it looked like before Kevin opened the wall. Now, mind you, him and my daughter gave me grief about doing this. And I had to remind my husband, I am the visionary, you are the executioner. And the one thing that I wanted was the consistency of the pillars that also match the fireplace. And because he has a full-fledged woodworking shop, he was able to accomplish that for us, to have that cohesiveness in our family room, dining room area. So that was another thing that we ended up doing. And one of the things that I love, that I think makes our home so cozy, is I love finding little sayings to put up around, whether it's on my pillows, on the walls, within the picture frames, that I choose to accent. Now, one of the things that we are going to be doing is over on this wall. And as you see, we have the contrasting colors on the walls, is our family wall. And I will post up my inspiration that I want to change the layout of the photos. So that is something new that we are going to be doing probably in the cooler months. And I am gonna ask Kevin to go ahead and make the frames for me, because I want those to be consistent. And then I love little nook areas. And this is just a platform that when you come in through the front door, where I have my chair and my little table with my accent pieces on, and then those two frames with the decorations in them. I actually made those myself, because I am a crafty person, and I think when you can add creativity and crafts to your home, it just makes it even nicer. And those are actually gumfrina and from my garden that I ended up drying out. And the wispy is from, what is that? That wheat that oak wheat that I also grew in my garden. So that's, like I said, how I bring my outside to the inside. And then this here, like I said, I love sayings. And this has resonated in our family because this too is the wall of our oldest daughter that had passed, who used to be my garden buddy. And that's part of the reason why every year I plant a rose in honor of her. So let's go into the kitchen, because this is one of the areas that we did the most too. First of all, we'll start over here. I had asked Kevin to do me a coffee bar, and he ended up, doing the frame for the coffee bar, and then I did the chalk on it. That shelf was actually a rescue off of Marketplace, and then he ended up building the bar itself for me, and we just ended up hanging my coffee cups up in there. And then I just try to incorporate things that would be in the garden with my peace lilies. And then I have a couple of plants over there. And then this is what is so unique. Like I said, when I wanted to have this done, Kevin didn't agree with it. And the one day was in there watching TV while he was making dinner. And I happened to turn around because I was sitting in this chair and he's standing at the counter watching the TV. And I said to him, boy, wasn't that a good idea, to have this opening here? And he was being a smarty pants and said, I'm so glad that I thought of it. He has that tendency to do that. But I think while it did not go all the way down to the floor, it does give that open feel to it. Now, this here is our center island. When we purchased the home, it did not have an island in it. This too, I ended up getting off of Marketplace. I love Marketplace because you can find so many things to make your home very cozy. Now, the other thing about this island, because I wanted it to be more like a bar type island, so that when the grandkids come, they can sit there and eat their breakfast. We, like I said, got this off a Marketplace, 2 different locations. And then what Kevin did, he reinforced the sides with the beadboard just to give that finish look to it. And I think it ended up turning out nicely. Same thing with the chairs. Also got those off of Marketplace. And then that just leads out to the screened-in porch. This was the other thing that we ended up doing. The cabinets were just solid, and I wanted a dinner plate rack, and I wanted glass on the cabinets. And he ended up being able to do that also for me. And as you can see, I am a collector of Radon. For those of you guys, I collect Radon dishes and ceramics because I just love the feel that it gives to our home. And I also use them when we are entertaining. We wanted the contrast of the colors, so we did the ivory white at the top and then the slate gray at the bottom. Another thing that Kevin ended up making for me, like I said, I ask him to create something and he does it. I wanted a stove cover board, but we actually use it when we entertain. Like if I'm doing a shikiri spread, I'll use this for that. But then I ended up doing the stenciling on here. Now, the other big thing that we ended up doing was we did the beadboard on the ceiling. And I'll end up showing you him doing that, and then also in setting the reset lights. This is prior to us painting. So he ended up taking care of all of this inside the house. Now, because we had the light wood floors to warm up the house, we chose to redo the floors. Kevin did those. He did those too. And it's such a cost saver for us with him being able to do all of this work himself. Now, our dining room, this too is a Marketplace find where I can house my plants that end up doing beautifully there. You know, I like the old world feel of this wall combination, and where I also end up showcasing a lot of my family photos. All right, garden friends, I hope you enjoyed being invited into our southern home. Like I said, because it is raining, or it has been raining and overcast today, I just thought it was a perfect opportunity to be able to invite you into our home so that you can see that our creativity is not only out in the garden, it is also in our home. And, when I sit here and I think of how my garden is set up compared to our home, it complements each other. Well, I so appreciate you guys visiting with me as I show you some of the creativity that we have incorporated into our home, and I hope you enjoyed it. But what I'm also going to do is at the end showcase what the house actually looked like when we purchased it, so you can see the full transformation. Thanks again for visiting Inspiring Garden Corner, and I look forward to your continued support. And if you enjoy my content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. I so appreciate it.